There are moments that seem to stand still in time. Events that transcend the master plan of your life. Unexpected twists, wind blows of destiny. One of these moments that you will remember all your life. Or not.
Like a broken doll, the time to play the game is gone, has passed away. There's no simple reason or lost secret way to be what it could have been one distant day. Like a broken mirror, dry now your crystal tears and carry on away. It's the only you can do and nothing more to say. The scratches of your being have to tear your skin. The broken mirror, dry now your crystal tears and carry on away. It's the only you can do and nothing more to say. The scratches of your being have to tear your skin.
Ah, Mrs. Moore. I'm glad to see you're feeling better. Dr. Stern is waiting for you in his office.
Mrs. de Moore, I'm glad to see you recovered. Please come in. Try to calm down. You don't remember the day of the concert, do you? You see, I'm not going to give you too many details. You'll understand why. I'll just tell you. You've been in that state for years. You're an inpatient here, in the private hospital that my father founded. In fact, we have already had this conversation several times. But inevitably a short time later you fall back into an amnesic state. but I have good news for you today. Thanks to the tests we have carried out with you during this time, we have been able to develop a drug that can stop the forgetfulness process. The price you will pay, however, is hyper-reality. This drug has a powerful side effect. You will have a hard time discerning between what is real and the images of your subconscious. Mr. Moore, I would like to make you a proposal. A somewhat risky experiment, but also the only chance you will have to recover your memories. I propose that you return to familiar places and be directly exposed to your memories. This will be done under the effects of this drug, which seems to be the only effective method. Miss Castor, please prepare the doses I told you about in the laboratory for Mrs. D'Amour.
Yes, Doctor.
We will go to your family estate. The place where you were born, Ravenhill Manor, is fortunately not many miles from the hospital. For reasons unknown to me, you seem more likely to remember during the evening hours, so if you are able, we will go together tonight in search of your past and see if walking through the surroundings, now abandoned to the passage of time, can finally reconnect you with your memories. It's too much information all of a sudden. It's understandable. Let's do a little test. Back there, you will find a box with personal objects from when you arrived. Can you tell me if they bring back any memories? It is very important that you look at them carefully. This way, we will predispose your mind to reverse your amnesia. Have you already gone through your things? Tell me, do you feel ready for the experiment I have proposed to you? Perfect. I expected nothing less from you. Go to your room, get dressed in street clothes, and gather what you think you need. We have a long journey ahead of us. I have to prepare the drug doses for the trip. I'll join you downstairs shortly. Mrs. D'Amour. Here, I have prepared a flask for you, and filled it with the first dose. Drink it. It will take a little while to have the effect, practically as long as the journey lasts. Come with me. I have the car at the door. We have no time to lose. I'll tell you more on the way. If you like, we will begin to prepare your mind. Remember, you will have hallucinations and unreal visions, which may seem like real nightmares, and will be mixed with real, valuable memories. Only you can choose which ones to keep. This is why I have not told you anything about your past, so as not to interfere with the recovery flow of your memories. One more thing. In the hospital, you are especially sensitive to mirrors. Seeing your reflected image seemed to transport you to your past, and you began to remember. Still, it was enough to see your reflection again, to fall back into the amnesiac state and reality without memories. So the mirrors you encounter will break the reality in your mind. But don't worry. Conditioned by the environment that was part of your past and this experimental drug, everything should be fine. It's not the first time I've been here, you know. My father was your family doctor. I visited this place several times when I was a child. We have arrived, Eliza. Ahead of you is the path that will shorten our access to the village and the dollhouse facilities. How are you feeling? The drug should be working by now. Well then, it's the moment of truth. So from here on, you'll have to go on alone. But don't worry, I'll keep a close eye on you, trying to monitor your process. It would be best. I might get in the way of your memories, and this experiment won't have the desired effect. You must go straight ahead until you reach a fork in the road. One leads to the village and the Ravenhill countryside, and the other leads directly to the mansion. I advise you to take the second. Remember, Eliza, the subconscious will talk to you in many ways. You will not be able to distinguish reality from what your mind is explaining to you. Try to understand the symbols, the signs it will give you. They can be images, they can be noises, they can be words. Be attentive, Eliza. Be very attentive. See you later.
I know that time is running out. I can feel the breath of death. So tonight, I want to record everything that has happened over the years. What started as the happy county my ancestors filled with prosperity has been transformed into the most horrible and darkest of places. That is why I am recording my account of events on the cylinders of this old phonograph that my father bought from Thomas Edison. I am Aristide de Moore, 4th Earl of Ravenhill, and I want to begin my story by cursing the day when Lavinia, my wife,
Eliza, come on, don't dawdle. There's nothing interesting here. We must go to the house opposite. From there we can get to the church. Mrs. Norman is the only one who still has the key, and at this hour she usually goes there to say her night prayer for her son who died in the swamp. You must follow her, but be careful. You can't let her see you or we won't be able to get in. I'll wait for you at the cemetery.
Eliza!
How are you? Are you remembering your past? It seems that this road is closed. I'll take a detour and see you later. Go towards the swamp. You must cross it to get to the mansion. Remember to take the drug when your subconscious shows you a sign.
I met Lavinia in Paris. At that time, I was the heir of a family with a long tradition and lineage. I was captivated by her artistic and bohemian spirit. Deep in my heart, I knew that I had found someone to spend my days with. Lavinia and I got married and started a successful doll-making business. Lavinia knew strange secrets that gave the dolls an almost human appearance. As well as under Lavinia's orders, the whole of Ravenhill Village ended up working in the Demore family business. Soon, the Dollhouse brand and our products gained fame and prestige. Nothing foreshadowed the horror. Dr. Stern and Lavinia were playing God of sorts. Lavinia's workshop looked more and more like a sinister laboratory, with strange containers filled with a substance they called organic porcelain, petri crystals with cell cultures. But most terrifying was the creation of that humanoid spawn they called Adam. He was the first to contain an experimental substance, the first version of what they would name Soul. I ordered Dr. Stern to leave the mansion immediately and take that monster away. With Dr. Stern's departure, Lavinia seemed to have regained some semblance of normality, but she was no longer making dolls, but strange, grotesque characters. One day, suddenly, everything changed. Luck blessed us with good news. Lavinia was pregnant. Months later, our first daughter, Enora, was born.
Eliza, be quiet. They will hear us. If they find us together, we won't be able to see each other again. It's very important that you find Mum's diary. Without it, nothing makes sense. Follow me. In this diary, Mother wrote most of her experiments. In it, she says that she condemned the door of the laboratory so that no one could ever access it, but she also made it clear that there's an alternative way to get there. She talks about the back of the mansion, a fair, a clown, and a diabolical attraction that takes you to a hidden door, and from there to the lab. What you're looking for, you'll only find it if you can get there. There will be a key in this room.
Eliza, finally. I've been calling you for a while. How is your progress? I hope the memories come back to you without too many shocks. I think I figured out how to open some locks. I'll keep trying while you keep exploring. If I find anything important, I'll let you know. Don't forget to take your medicine. It's more important than you think.
Eliza, we have to hurry. The dolls have warned of your presence. Here you are in imminent danger. You must find the medallions. Only then you'll be able to get out of here and move on. Come on, I'll show you a secret way.
Eliza! Eliza, come on. I've managed to open the door to the rooms on the upper floor. Come and take a look around. I'm sure they will bring back more than a glimpse of your past. Take a look in here. I think it will help you remember.
Everything in Ravenhill was back to normal. Enora was already 3 years old, and the business was doing very well thanks to many visitors who came to the dollhouse and its premises. Lavinia, now pregnant for the second time, was still creating new dolls and seemed to be happier than ever. In the midst of all this apparent joy, our second daughter was born. Time passed, and the two girls grew up happily. Until that day. Enora was 7 years old, and the little girl was 4. They were playing innocently in the garden of the mansion They were climbing on a heavy wrought iron gate. Suddenly Honora began to play, moving the gate up and down on its iron rails. We don't know how, but with one of Honora's pushes, the door came off the guide, falling heavily to the ground and fatally collapsing on her sister's little body. There was nothing we could do. After the death of her little daughter, Lavinia fell into a deep depression. She despised Enora, as she blamed her for her death. What could I do? The day Lavinia went to visit Dr. Stern again, that day, I knew it would be the beginning of the end. She returned in high spirits, saying that Dr. Stern had come a long way during our estrangement, that she had seen the new version of the Adam creature, and the proof of its successes. And then he proposed to me to recreate our defunct daughter. She wanted to use organic porcelain, now fed with a culture of stem cells, and that strange liquid she used in her dolls, which she called soul. She would evolve. She would grow like any human being. And that's why she needed to take tissue from little Enora. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Lavinia had completely lost her mind. I ran in search of Enora. I found her under the stairs, crying. Her dress was full of blood. still don't know how I agreed. I just wanted that nightmare to end forever. So, Lenora and I had to live with that creature, that emulation of our dead daughter. When I looked at her, I could not see the slightest hint of humanity. Her eyes were as cold as those of a soulless being that needs to fight for its survival. With her little years of age, seemed lost. She was conscious of having caused the accident that killed her sister, but being able to see her there again disturbed her. The poor girl wanted to believe that this freak was really her sister, although I always thought she really knew the truth. I was afraid of her. The creature had a fragile stability whose material rotted very quickly, and I didn't know when Lavinia would try again to get new organic tissue. I was not willing to let Lavinia torture Enora with more extractions. Again, I threw Stern out of the house, and with the help of Lavinia's workbook, I programmed all the creations, dolls and other characters, to be her defenders and bodyguards. Neither Lavinia nor that horrible creation could ever get near her. Enora was protected. Having completely lost her mind, Lavinia could not get to the essential cells from Honora to make the regenerative fluid. She was obsessed. She was no longer working, and the village began to notice the decline. The disappearance of some children did not help either. It was more than suspicious, and it was more than obvious that she and Dr. Stern wanted to find a supply of children's stem cells. The villagers were plunged into rumors and mistrust. Soon the appearances of Lavinia and the doctor were feared among the villagers. Gradually, almost everyone left the village except for Mrs. Norman, an old woman driven mad by her son's death in the swamp. At night, this poor woman would wander around the village, lighting candles everywhere, praying for the soul of her son and all the missing children. Lavinia realized that her creation did not humanly understand reality. Her reality was a mixture of the natural world and fictional delusions. Trying to awaken the real Eliza inside her, she built a theater, made her live this parallel reality, like a sinister doll's play. Enola and I lived as refugees in the other wing of the mansion, protected by the porcelain creatures. Lavinia entered Enora's room while she was asleep. She had left the fake Eliza singing sinisterly in the underground theater. Nothing was said. I suspected that Lavinia would seize the moment to try to get another sample of Enora's skin. Her screams alerted me. It was too late. The bed was full of blood, and Enora was crying. Lavinia had already returned to the small theater, where Dr. Stern was waiting for her to collect the sample. I pounced on that damned doctor, and we started a fierce fight. A spotlight fell on the curtains. A fire quickly broke out. Suddenly, the ropes holding a heavy mirror were burnt, and it fell on Eliza, leaving her inert on the stage. Lavinia was screaming hysterically, trying to pull Eliza's body off the stage in flames. I wanted to help them, yes, but a voice inside me told me that this was their fate. I ran away, Enora in my arms, and headed towards the swamp houses, where I explained all the horror of Lavinia and Eliza to the guard. In the distance, I could hear the fire burning at Raven Hill. I covered Enora's ears, and there we stay, hiding in the darkness and the mist. We'd never return to Dollhouse.
The hardest thing for him is to make those who sold their souls remember his pact. Forgetting protects us, camouflages us from our memories, offers us a chance. Forgetting is magic, isn't it? But you were here to remember, Eliza, to know what became of your soul, to explain yourself the way to the laboratory that only you and Lavinia, your mother, know about. Yes, I am Adam, the creature that materialized my father, the real Dr. Stern, that selfish old man who wanted me to die when he died. And my father's death sentence is already taking effect. So I needed you to find the diary and retrieve the formula. That drug, the soul, it is the substance you have been taking. The drug I gave you in the hospital is our last reserve. So I needed to bring it to you, so you could bring us here. The lack of the drug affects you and me in different ways. You only lose your memory, but I degrade. I am transformed into a demented being. My skin tissues degrade severely, and I lose control of myself. Without the drug, this happens more and more frequently, until one day, I will no longer be myself. The night of the fire, you were in your world, singing on this stage. Suddenly, a fight broke out between Aristide and my father. And then the fire. And the decorative mirror came loose and fell heavily on you. The last thing you saw, Eliza, before you fell into your long unconsciousness, was your own image. For this reason, when you look at it again, your memories are triggered as if it were a nightmare. I am ready, and I cannot waste another minute. Give me the diary with the formula. I must make it right now in the lab, or else I won't be able to recover my appearance, and I'll start to degenerate again and go mad until I end up as a monster that rots and dies. No! away from here.
Do you remember me, Eliza? I always felt guilty about that day. Our mother went mad, and our father could not take it anymore. He died soon after he took refuge in the swamp. I was cared for years by Mrs. Norman, an old woman who lost her son, drowned in the swamps. One day, Adam appeared and told me his story, and his despair at not being able to regenerate. He also warned me of your existence, and how important it was to make you remember. Our mother died in the fire, and as far as I knew, I was sure that you had died too. But no. You were rescued by Dr. Stern's father and taken to hospital. To that man you were just a valuable jewel, an evolved experiment.
His wretched heart yearned only to hoard the secrets our mother had developed. But he never had the talent to emulate her accomplishments. As for Adam, his other creation, old Dr. Stern had decided not to leave a record of the formula, so that when he died, his spawn could not regenerate and would die as well. Adam was degenerating rapidly, and I couldn't help him. Our mother never let him into the lab. Only you could search your subconscious and remember how to access the lab, get the diary with the formula, and thus make his regeneration possible, and yours as well. The doctor spent the last doses on this trip. We have the formula, Eliza. You can stay here with me. We will resurrect this house. Everything will be fine. Come with us. Come with us.
February 1912. Diary of the Stern Hospital Management. Section log. Admissions and events. A fortnight ago, at 2 o'clock in the morning of Thursday, February 3rd, Eliza de Moore, patient 24354, awoke from her deep coma, in which she had been since the terrible tragedy which devastated a large part of her family estate, the Dollhouse. On first inspection, the girl appears to be in good physical condition, but her mental state is not. The girl's brain does not seem to assimilate reality correctly. She has erratic behavior and suffers from episodes that alter her conscious state. Her mind seems to be transported to another world. When she wakes up, she remembers nothing. It is as if this state of obnubilation erases the data from her mind. And when she wakes up, everything starts all over again, with no memories and nothing to hold on to. Despite this, in her episodes of disconnection, she seems happy, spending hours in the playroom, talking to herself and playing with her dolls. I judge this interaction with toys to be positive and hope that in time it will serve to restore her memories and her sanity. My son Adam is still fascinated by her. I don't know if it's because I have awakened his vocation as a doctor in him, or because they have more in common than they think. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't write this. But when I watch her while she's in her world, I discover something sinister about her. Her gaze gives me chills. And her games, I'll just say that more than once, they have made me shudder.